There we are.
Here we are,
Aha.
live, back on Monday night.
Let's see if we get this out. Oh, yeah.
I think it sounds good. I think we're
Sound
good.
work, they can hear us. Cheers.
Listen, can you tell it's less than a month away from fight week? We got the chorus, we got the monster. We're here, and we're ready. Only a few weeks away. Cheers. Everybody. A couple big announcements to make tonight as well. I mean,
It still feels so good. That hits your lips.
hey, also getting a second spark of energy. 2 weeks back from vacation. Now you're
Usually I get a
fully-
second. Once this hits like usually halfway through the show, and then I'm like, I just stop blabbering out.
Yeah. That's usually when you say, "Yeah, we're gonna do a quick show," and then it's not a.
Not a quick show anymore.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. It's going to be probably long-winded. It's going to be a long show here tonight, but
What's up, Jared
well,
Kelly?
we got a lot to talk about. We
Yes.
kind of went through the whole fight card last week, and then this week some news came up that I think you're looking forward to break down, and we've got a caller coming in later.
I think we broke down the card. I would love to go over it top to bottom real quick because I think we got cut off towards the end of the show, and everybody loves to hear the fight card. So I think
Real
it's
quick from
important
bottom
to
to
go.
top.
So let's go down, and we do have Shainis calling in later on. I think his call-in time is 8:30, so I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna invite him so he can get on. Shainis.
What's up, Rob Pico? You're swinging through coops tonight.
You coming by?
I don't know. Probably not, but still. We'll be in
Rob
touch,
Pico
brother.
calling?
Appreciate you, man.
So I just sent over. So I just sent over the Shainis link. But yeah, we went over the card last time. I think we kind of got cut short. We had two callers. Actually, we got to talk about last week's show. Jesus.
Oh my God, Chris Deason now definitely proved that he is a worthy competitor in the trash talking department. Could keep it going with Joe the Party Pennyfiel when they were going back and forth last week. It was just through the roof, through the screen. It was insane, the intensity between these two. So when they get to face off in the first ever out-of-stater versus out-of-stater main event at Cage Titans, that I can remember at least.
This might even, great. I will say, when you say out-of-stater versus out-of-stater, we've had people that weren't from Mass fighting. When we say out-of-stater, we probably more should expand that because New England, we're truly a New England company. So when we say out-of-stater, it's probably best to say two non-New Englanders going at it. This might be the first time we've had two non-New Englanders going at it, period. Never mind headlining the card. So, yeah, man, this is going to be crazy. Shout out to Alvin, Latino Dragon. What's up, guys? How you doing all?
Oh, snap.
Yeah, love him. We're working on getting you a fight as well. We also kind of hinted at, but it looks like July 2nd. I'm going to wait till next week to kind of go over all the details for that. I want to make sure, but we have a full fight card already matched. It's
gonna be a juicy summer.
Busy summer. So without further ado, let's go over some June 4th fight cards. We got John Payne and John F. Tucker. This is a fight that was scheduled for our last card. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, so it's going to happen on this show. Brandon Boats taking on Gage Luby. This is a fight that was scheduled for back in February. February 5th. That finally looks like it's going to happen. And then some new fights that we haven't had a chance to talk about. Anthony, he updated his nickname. It was Ninja. Tony Ninja Rivera. Now he's Ninja Star Rivera.
All right.
So
Ninja Star
he's
Rivera.
getting a little rub off because he's a star at Cage Titans. He feels with 1 million views on his video.
What a crazy scrap that was for as long as it lasted. And do I see that he's taking on Phil Bambino Lucino?
That is
Both
a fight.
of these guys are looking for their first win. Both of them have shown that they're game, just absolute dogs once they throw the gloves on. So, that's going to be a scrap where somebody's has to go.
Yep.
I can't wait to see one of those guys emerge victorious for the first time because both of them are just so fun to watch.
And also on that note, Neil Masvidal who's a teammate of Bambino. He is taking on, let me get the name correct, Paulo Baez out of Iron Body MMA. This is a fight. He's teammates with Pastor Acevedo.
Okay.
So they're returning. This is their second trip back to Cage Fights, which I'm excited to see for that school because it's a school that's never fought out here in Massachusetts. They've kind of stuck to the Western Mass part of the state. This was their first trip out last time. They're excited to come back, and they're excited, and we're excited to have them. Then you got Andrew Valdina, the Gladiator, taking 4-2, taking on Siegfried Stevens. We announced him as Tyler Stevens. I'm not sure why, but he told me that that his name is Siegfried. So I don't know if Tyler was a nickname on Facebook or whatever, but Siegfried Stevens. It's the same fight we talked about last week.
So it's just another competitor out of SBG, Alabama, coming up to take on the Gladiator, Andrew Valdina. It's a really high-level 135-pound bout between them.
Yeah,
seriously, that's close to 20 amateur fights between the two.
You don't see
that's
that.
That's a slew of experience that you don't see at the amateur fights too often.
And Valdina, hats off to Valdina. You know, like he came up victorious. He fell short in the title fight. Came back victorious in the last event, and he's just like, just keep giving me the toughest test. This is what amateurs are about. And obviously, Siegfried, coming from SBG, Alabama, this guy's fought 12 times as an amateur. He's all about experience and pushing himself. So it'll be fun to have those guys.
And now we're on to the title fights.
On to the amateur title fights.
Crap.
We got 3 of them. Shane Delahaye out of Triforce taking on Jack Congdon. This is Jack Congdon's first title defense. And then we have 2 amateur belts up for grabs. We have Kyle Puffle out of Nostos, undefeated, brings his undefeated record, first time to Cage Titans, taking on Miguel Sebastian out of Lakeville MMA. And we all know Miguel. Miguel said for a long time he feels he's the best lightweight in New England, and here's his chance to prove it, taking on the undefeated product out of Nostos. And then our third title fight, no particular order for these fights, but our third title fight of the night, you know him as our bantamweight champion, Atham Opofu out of SBG. He's going up a weight class, looking to capture a second title, going for that Conor McGregor champ status. And he's taking on the undefeated Marcel Romero, the Jackal. Marcel, you might remember him. He put Memorial Hall into a silence by knocking out Dan Walsh, Only Dan's, in his Cage Titans debut. So Marcel Romero, 3-0, looking at a big test here. And Arthur's looking to get
talk about a fight card that is stacked already with the amateur fights that we just announced and those 3 title fights right there. We haven't even gotten into the pros. That's insane.
We're 8 fights in, and we're having that could be its own fight card right there.
It really could. Honestly, there was a day where that would have been sufficient enough to really fill out an amateur card, just have a bunch of filler fights in between, not even take a pro fight to throw on there. But those 3 amateur title fights are absolute bangers, all 3 weight classes, 45, 55, 70, just in congruence right there. It's just right in the middle of the card, smack dab in the middle. Doors are going to be blown off of that plate. I can't wait for those 3 fights.
And I know Don's on, so what do you think? Should we go to the pros now? Because the other 7 fights on the card are pros. Should we go to Don? Or actually, 8 fights. We go to Don, or do we?
I mean, we already went through them real quick last week, so let's just go through them real quick again, and then we know that Don has a tendency.
Don will like to talk.
We'll close out the show. We don't want to.
All right, so Don, 5 more minutes.
Yeah, let's go through it real quick, just so we don't have to rush Don out the door here, because he had a huge weekend. Yeah. Definitely want to congratulate him there, and
we'll stop short of
his fight.
All right. Whoa, wait a minute. Why are you dropping the bomb? How do people supposed to tune in? They don't know that he's fighting yet.
Well,
now they know. You ruined it. Anyways, we got Cam Arnold versus Kenny Lewis. Cam's looking to make it 2-0 as professional. Kenny Lewis looking to get his first win. He hasn't fought since his fight with Randy Costa. Justin Burrow out of South Shore Sport Fighting taking on Trevor Goody in a welterweight matchup that I'm excited to see. Justin, I've known for many years. He famously, actually, I didn't say this before, but he has a video that he likes to remind me of every year after my first fight of me puking in a barrel on my back. And he's just standing over me, videotaping me. So I've known Justin for a long time. I'm excited to see him back in action, as well as the Scarecrow coming back to Cage Titans.
Seriously, that's a banger of a welterweight fight right there.
Two beasts of heavyweights coming up next. Out of Michigan, Fred Gray is taking on Brendan Battles. Go look up Brendan Battles and Fred Gray. And this one is sure to delight. Fred has some great background in Muay Thai and boxing. Battles was a 3-time All-American wrestler.
And Battles was on the scene a few years back. He kind of went into hibernation, but that bear is back, and the heavyweight division has a new name to look out for, and that could be a crazy-paced heavyweight fight.
Yes. Kamaru, let's go. We just went over yours. Next up, this fight. I was talking to somebody earlier on the way into work today. Sean Lally taking on Roberto Young. And, this fight, who hasn't Roberto Young come to Cage Titans and fought, number one? Who hasn't he cracked square in their face and those immediately turned into a wrestler and try to take him down? Non-wrestlers are trying to take him down. Roberto Young has hands for days, fast, accurate, and hits hard. And when you think about hard-hitting fighters, the first one that probably comes to your mind is Sean Lally. He said that, though he's dabbled in the retirement talks, he wants to come out once a year, have a fun fight, entertain the crowd, and then help continue to build his personal training business. And here he is. We're rolling him out. And Sean Lally and Roberto Young should be a blast of a fight.
Yeah, two guys that like to stand and trade, two heavy-handed individuals who I think are going to meet in the middle and swing till someone goes down. Never seen either one of them in a boring fight, win, lose, or draw. Some very durable, tough guys in there. That's just a fight that I think that they kind of made on their own.
They did, yeah. And this is fun. This is reminiscent for me. Chip Maraza-Pollard, the best Muay Thai striker in the history of New England. And maybe somewhere across the world, he's one of the best. He was a 7-time champion, 8-time champion. He fought Ralph Johnson, who was just known for taking people's heads off and no one would stand and trade him. And they both fought, and that was the funny part about it. Chip ended up taking it to the ground and ended up finishing. Chip says that they fell to the ground. There's some debate there, but this is what this fight makes me think of. Who's going to shoot first? Or they're going to stand there the whole time. I don't know. I think one of them is going to get cracked, and they're going to go, oh, shit, I don't want to do this anymore, and shoot on the other.
One way to find out, you got to be at Plymouth Memorial Hall June 4th or buy the stream.
Next up, we have Will Smith, Sriracha Will Smith. I think he's updated his nickname, too. He's returning to Cage Titans, taking on undefeated Jeff Joy.
What's Jeff Joy's nickname? He's got to get it. I like Juicy Jeff Joy. I think that's it.
I thought you wanted Juicy J.
No, just Juicy Jeff Joy.
Juicy Jeff Joy.
That was it.
So Jeff Joy, if any of his teammates are watching, why don't you run it by him? Say that Andy came up with his nickname.
We'll see about that.
Juicy Jeff Joy. Jeff Joy is undefeated. He was an undefeated.
That's the one that made you laugh. We were trying to think of one.
We were
thinking Juicy Jeff Joy. That's it. That's the one.
I like Juicy J. But, Jeff Joy, undefeated as amateur, undefeated as a professional. This is a huge test for his career. He's talked about trying to push to the next level. This is the type of test that he needs if he's going to prove himself. And Will Smith is a killer. He's fought at high levels, Bellator. He's fought all around, all different promotions throughout New England.
Yeah, and he's a staple in New England MMA. Fought for the Cage Titans amateur title more than one occasion. A staple at the professional ranks. There's a bunch of big wins. As anybody, anytime, anywhere type of fighter. Now he's taking on the undefeated prospect who is yet to taste defeat in his MMA career, amateur or professional. Such an exciting fight. For those that don't know, this is one to circle.
Don't know now, you know. Going back in the comments, I missed this one. Lucas Remsen, the prom king, over on YouTube. That just shows he does not even have a Facebook because he's so young. Facebook is for old people.
That's like what MySpace was back from.
Yeah, no cool. Young kids don't use Facebook. But he's watching us on YouTube. And Rob Pico, how could we all forget when Lally pretty much dislocated his shoulder and still tried to throw a limp arm?
To this day is the craziest thing I've seen in a fight.
And then finally, Rob Pico, Pure Joy Pale Ale. I think that's the beer he's brewing for Joy. I always like Jeff Lack of Joy. I like that nickname, Lack of.
Jeff No Joy.
Yeah, No Joy. All right, we got one more fight to talk about before we wait and go over to Shainis. In our featured fight of the night, we have Aaron Lacey coming to us from Nosto, 7-3, taking on Slippery Pete Peter Barrett, 11-6. This is a fight that was supposed to happen last time. Unfortunately, Pete had to pull out, and one legend jumped in. One Cage Titans legend is out. Another jumps in, and Johnny Cupcakes. And now here Pete is, getting the fight that he was originally scheduled for.
Yeah, it was removed from the realms of possibility last time around, but rescheduled immediately. That's what Aaron Lacey wanted. He had no problem taking the substitute fight against Johnny Campbell, replacing one.
But immediately when that fight was over, he was like, I still want that Pete fight. Don't take that away from us. And I'm like, we got it.
Peter Barrett has recovered from from what he was dealing with that caused him to pull out of that
Yeah.
last
He's ready
fight.
and ready to go.
And he's just as hungry as he's ever been to get this win streak extended and make another run to get to the big show. And Aaron Lacey is the one in his way at this time. So that's a fight that has a ton of high stakes. And it's not even the co-main event. That's just a feature bout with how many high stakes are in for that fight. I love it.
And I know we have Shainis before we bring him on. He'll be keeping his eye on that light featherweight division. Mm-hmm. And then we've already talked about Chris Dissanel taking on the party. So
they also talked about it last week, and you'll see what they have to say about it. Forget what we got to say about it. But for now,
look at the guy
in the new slot of the co-main event, as we're announcing tonight, coming off a fresh win and a fresh little belt, I think.
Hold on, we weren't talking about the main event or co-main event because Shainis
is the.
What do you got to announce today?
Oh, I'm live?
You're live.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know you put me live. I was fucking not paying attention. What's up?
What's happening, Don Shainis?
Not much.
So, obviously, you had a huge weekend. For those who don't know, you're down living in Missouri.
Yeah.
And you took a fight down there. Your goal, we were hoping that your last fight would have been with Cage Titans back in April. But UFC wanted to see some more fights, and it looks like you took a short notice fight down there, which you were victorious. How did that go this weekend for those?
It was great. I fought a UFC vet. I fought Cody Pfister. He was like 16-8. Never been TKO'd. Never been knocked out. I knocked him out in the first round. Completely dominated him. It's a lot of fun. I bumped up a weight class. But I really want that fucking 145 title for Cage Titans. So I'm coming back home. I'm going to take that title in the main event. You guys put me at fucking co-main event ain't cool. I'm going to take that main event spot. That spot's fucking mine. I ain't going to fucking headline out here and not headline back home. That's fucking bullshit.
Don, we are at a restaurant, so keep the language to a minimum.
I'm at home.
So that's why I said we weren't going to go over the main and co-main event because we wanted to let you come on. And Don's made some very big demands. He said, I want that damn kid. He was pissed. Like, he was excited that he got to fight the last show. But he was like,
I'm lucky I got to fight last show.
Exactly.
Aaron Lacey declined me. Bro, I'm throwing everyone under the bus. Everyone can fucking get it. Fuck all of them. Everyone.
So he said that
Southern Spice
he wants the Cage Titans belt. It means so much. He's been a staple at Cage Titans for so long. And it was disappointing that didn't come to fruition last time. We thought we wouldn't see you again, but we're excited to announce that Shameless Don Shainis will be in the main event for the featherweight title main event for the featherweight title, June 4th, taking on, for the first time ever for us, a Frenchman. We are flying a guy in from Paris, France, Bryce Pichot, 9-5, great fighter, but he's willing to step up and take this challenge, and he wants to take all that hype that Shainis has been building for himself. So that will be for the featherweight title, and there you have it.
Give us your thoughts on it, Don. From coming off a huge win, big congratulations, by the way.
Thank
very
you.
impressive ground and pound. Love
Thanks.
seeing the growth in your game, but yeah, how you feeling coming off that win and taking another quick turnaround, getting another opportunity this summer to keep your name at the top of the list for the short recruits?
Look, I have a mission, and that's to get 2 fights in the UFC by the end of the year. And I feel super good coming off this win this past weekend, but I'm still not satisfied. I ain't getting UFC money yet. I'm still making local money, and I'm gonna keep fighting locally until they fucking sign me. So I'm extremely fucking excited to win. That was awesome, but I'm also unsatisfied at the same time. I want to come back home. I want to take that belt, and I want to fucking go to the UFC. This is going to be my 4th fight in 4 months. There's no one more active than me. There's no one more willing to take a short notice fight up a weight class, for the right opponent. I'm everything that they want, and they're going to fucking love me. It's just a matter of time now. My goal is 2 fights by the end of the year in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell. You've never been one that lacked any hunger or drive, but at this stage, you could just feel the fire from however many states we are away. do you attribute the move to this new fuel that you have towards getting more fights in this summer and really staying right on Sean Shelby's radar?
Yeah, man. I mean, everything is leveled up. My striking, my grappling, everything. You know, my fight IQ is a big thing. Um, yo, you guys gotta see this real quick. Yo, hold up. Hold,
Oh,
I got my roommates out fucking dancing in front of me. Like, can't
hear you. What is going? What?
I wish I could tell you. But yeah, no, I'm surrounded by a bunch of killers. I got like 20 guys in the UFC that I'm training with day in, day out. It's a full-time job, twice a day, every day. And you know, I put in work for the past year and a half, and I want to showcase that as much as possible. So yeah, the move is everything.
Yo, Culver, what the fuck?
Oh, jeez. More.
She wants to
I
fight,
want
dude.
to fight.
You already have a fight on July 2nd.
You can't find me another one? If anyone watching can find me another one, find me one. Down. All right, bye.
Thank you, Kylie O'Hearn. Everybody's stopping and making cameos on your interview, Don Shainis.
Yeah. Welcome to my life, bro. Welcome to my life.
Oh, there you go. Kylie will be on July 2nd. We announced that last week, but Kylie will be on July 2nd.
Sorry. Where we at?
Don Shainis is always all over the place.
I'm getting curveballs left and right. What's up?
How was it fighting in the main event out of state for the first time? Was Cody Pfister local to Missouri? I'm not sure of that off the top of my head. Is he like a local guy? Did you have a heavy booing crowd, or were they pretty neutral down there?
No, Missouri's starting to love me a little bit. Cody Pfister's from Texas. What ended up happening was I fought for Cage Titans April 2nd. I came home like came back to Missouri like the 18th or 19th. I can't remember exactly what day it was, but I like trained Thursday, Friday, then trained Saturday. And then I took Sunday off and went back to the gym Monday. And I'm like, I'm not running late for class, but I like getting there a little bit earlier than I was. And I was like 5 minutes behind getting there, you know? And like, I'm like rushing to get on the mats. Class hasn't started yet. So I'm like trying to like just drop my shit. And one of the owners and the promoters, Joe, he was like, hey, Evan Elder might get bumped up to the UFC. He's fighting on a main event. Do you want to fight? And I'm like, yeah, I do, actually. Yeah. So I ended up filling in for Evan Elder against the UFC vet, as Evan Elder fought the week prior in the UFC at 170. So he bumped up a weight class. I bumped up a weight class. You know, he looked super tough in that fight, but it also ultimately gave me an opportunity to jump in the main event and show out.
So was he a teammate of yours, Evan?
Yeah, so Evan trains at Stanford MMA in Florida, but he does a lot of cross training with us here. And, you know, me and Evan have trained together plenty. So I was super ecstatic for him to jump up to the UFC, but like ultimately I got a paycheck out of it and another win on my record. So it turned out to be win-win for both of us.
So obviously we talk privately, but, you know, for the fans watching, I mean, you got to assume this is it, man. Like, this got to be it. If you can get this win, get another belt, your second belt in a month time, this has got to be it. The UFC, you got to be right there.
Well, I said it in my post-fight interview after I TKO'd Cody Pfister. I ain't going to wait by the phone. Like, I'm just going to stay as busy as possible. I'll fight for you fucking the 4th. Then CES, you know what? They got a belt fucking the 17th. I'll go in and steal their main event too.
I thought you were going to say, I'll steal the July 2nd. I'll do this. I'll do that.
It's coming.
No. Like, I'll go take CES's belt too. Right now, I'm just collecting hardware.
It's great to see that you haven't been deterred at all from the drive. It's just fueling you to be more focused. You can see it in your performances in your fight. You can see it in your demeanor, in your interviews. It's all great things that I'm seeing. And you're a fantastic addition to this card, main eventing Cage Titans 53
awesome.
Now. Back in your hometown, back in the homestead. What do you have to say to your fans returning home? Like, you're going to be returning to quite a crowd now with a new shiny belt And they were all thinking last time was the last time they were going to see you.
Yeah, well, I
One
mean,
more opportunity.
it's kind of bittersweet. It's like I would come out here and fight for the FAC belt, which is awesome. I'm so pumped I'm the champ right now. But it's like I never got to get my crown in New England. Come on, you know, like it was never my fault. With Darius Estelle, COVID, with Nate Williams, he missed weight by 11 pounds. With Shane Manley, he backed out to get a replacement of Jay Ellis, which is the fight I didn't even want that I had to take. What better way? I
Is
didn't
this
want to
like
go
the
back
fifth
home,
time's the charm?
huh?
What is this, like the fifth time or sixth time's the charm?
I don't fucking know, man. It's whatever, But I want to fucking take that crown and claim myself king to New England.
Well, there's no better way, and I will do your job for you because I know that you love having the Shameless Nation there. I will give your Shameless Nation a warning. Tickets are extremely limited. Shainis was not supposed to be on this card, and I know the draw that he brings. So if you need tickets, you better hit up Shameless immediately because they are going to be limited. To fit him on the card, it was important to get him this fight, and that's why we did it. But with that being said, tickets are limited, so make sure you hit him up immediately to get those tickets.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be able to be this active because it's one of these things where it's like, how many times do people fight a year?
Yeah, so they'd be happy with 3 fights a year.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. This is my 5th fight in 10 months. Or
Yep.
excuse me, this is my 6th fight in 10 months or 11 months.
I was looking it up. You fought July, November.
Let's
Then
see.
you fought February, once in February, once in April. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You've had 4 fights, and you just fought Cody Fister. That's 5. On June, it'll be 6.
Yeah.
6 in 11 months.
Like, that's the thing. There's no one more active than me. I've proven that I can jump in short notice. I think I've proven everything I need. I just want to get that crown and and stay active. I think 4 fights in 4 months is pretty gangster, and I don't think there's too many gangsters left.
Well, there you go. 4 fights if you ever get that would be pretty crazy.
Damn.
Well, I don't know what else we got for you. I was just trying to count in my head how many title fights that you potentially had before this actually comes to fruition. Because you talked about Estelle,
Yeah,
talked about Nate,
2.
and Manley. You were going to fight on the 5th. Which
I was going to fight him the 5th, the 25th,
and April 2nd.
3 times, yeah.
So count that 3 times. So there's 5. Jay Ellis wasn't going to be a title, but so this is the 6th time I think we've been scheduled for a title fight.
Yeah. And I mean, I just want to stay active. I want to stay busy, and I'm extremely confident that the UFC is going to call. It's just a matter of time.
So quickly on this before you leave for this opponent, Bryce. Have you looked much into him? And what do you got to say to the fans? How you see this fight going?
I see this fight going exactly like all my other fights. I did look into him. I watched 1 or 2 of his fights, and I think this is a great matchup for me. I don't know how things are as far as MMA in France, but it looked like they were fighting in a ring, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, so some of the shit I saw, like they almost rolled out of the ring in like ankle locks and shit. I'm like, that's just weird. But I guess it is what it is. So I think this is a great matchup for me. Another guy with a winning record, and a lot of experience. So fucking send it.
All right. Well, I thought the last time, but if this is the last time, we look forward to seeing you on June 4th for Cage Titans. I know the fans down in Plymouth. As you know, I'm from Plymouth as well, so I get asked about you all the time. When am I going to get Shainis on the card? I'm like, can I just buy my damn groceries without someone asking me about Shainis?
Yeah,
but
I'm a big thorn in your ass, huh, bud?
Oh, it's all right. I got a big ass. I can handle it.
Yeah.
So I know the posters are already up. Kylie was on the call earlier. She's the poster girl for this fight. They're already up at Main Street. I dropped them off at Adam the other day. So Plymouth's, I guess you would be like, would you be the Plymouth's adopted son? Because you're not originally from Plymouth.
I'm the motherfucking president.
Well, the adopted son of Plymouth, like the
No,
Plymouth's favorite son,
president.
if you were born in Plymouth.
I'm president.
You're president. All right, cool.
Well, to the president of Plymouth, Massachusetts, America's
I'm running
hometown,
for mayor.
from Missouri,
I'm running for mayor.
running for mayor of Plymouth. I love it.
I think you'd hard pressed. Adam Russell, the DJ, is probably the mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. All right. Touche.
Oh yeah.
Well, either way, we look forward to having you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I'll have that belt nice and shined for this will be our 5th title fight on the card. So now we got you and Bryce, and then we have the party defending his title for the first time or second
First time. Well,
first time
yeah.
against Dissanel.
He's
And then we
promoting.
have 3 amateur title fights. Jack Condon defending his title. Arthur Mapofu jumping up for the 2nd belt, trying to get the champ status. And then a first-time champion will be crowned in the lightweight division. Sounds pretty fun to me.
I got kind of mad at first. I heard the Indy say co-main. I'm like, I feel disrespected.
Hey, that's what it looked like on the sheet right there. I read it as I saw it. I might have let it go a little too early. It was the co-main event as far as I understood from last week to this week before the show. But in typical Mike Polvere fashion, he changed his mind live on air in front of everybody because, you made a decent point there. So congratulations on getting on the main event slot as of like 10 minutes
Wait, you
ago.
know what I'm going to say?
And
We got a double main event.
It really kind of is.
Double main event.
Oh, shut up, Mike. Don Shainis is the main event. And
I love the party.
party of decent don't want
But
to
this is
jump
my
on.
home.
No, I don't think the party is going to mind whatsoever if the king of the Dontourage, the mayor of Plymouth.
He's not the mayor. He's the president.
He's the president of Plymouth, the man with the
Hey.
Dontourage. Bumps
Hey,
up
Mike,
to the
real
main event
quick, don't
slot.
forget that Amy belt.
I already ordered them. I
All
ordered
right.
4 of them for this upcoming show,
What?
so I got you. Because I got you. Well, he gifted his amateur title
Yes.
to the Carrier family, and I told him that. He asked me the other day. He's like, I always wanted to ask for another one. I said, good, listen, I got you. So I ordered some for this upcoming card. So I just don't forget to leave with it, because
I
I'll
got
probably forget, because I have a few things going on fight night that I'll probably.
Mike, forget something? What? No.
All right. Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And maybe tell Kylie July 2nd we'll schedule her for a call soon, and
Okay.
maybe we'll get a teammate of yours up here for the July.
Yeah,
2nd.
I'd actually. That's one of like the hardest things about coming back home to fight is I got to pay out of my pocket for my own flights and my coaches and teammates to come out and see me. I'm not the out-of-state guy, so I can't expect you to pay for that. But if I get another teammate or two to fight while I'm fighting, I can cover the cost of maybe getting a coach out here while I'm competing. Obviously, I don't know if this is going to ever happen again in the future, but I'm in a room full of killers, and I'd love to get one of my roommates out there and fuck some shit up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess that's a great segue too. I noticed that you posted looking for sponsors for this upcoming show. Are you doing new shirts, or are you sticking to the same?
No, I'm doing new shirts. I got a few sponsors locked in, but I need to revisit everything. It's going to be a red, white, and blue theme, American flag. That way people can rock them on the 4th of July. I know it's going to be a month away. So I'm going to have a new design posted soon. I'm going to be reaching out to all my old sponsors, and all new sponsors welcome, because right now this is all I'm doing, and I'm living and dying by the fight. That's why I'm so active.
There you go. Well, thank you so much, Shameless. We will see you in
A couple weeks.
3-4 weeks now.
Yeah, how many days is it out?
It's 21 on
June
Saturday.
4th, and today's the 9th. So, yeah, man,
Damn.
we're getting there.
Yeah, so what, 3.5 weeks ish?
They're about.
There about, yeah.
About.
Are we still over 4? We're not over 4 weeks. We're 3.5.
1 week, 2 weeks.
Less
3.
than
It's less than 4. It was 4 weeks from this past Saturday.
Okay, so we're just under
Yeah, just under 4 weeks.
4. Okay, cool.
Be here in no time.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Kylie, for popping in, and thanks for your other roommates' shirtless cameo as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
take it easy,
thanks, guys.
Shameless.
Later, buddy.
Be well done.
All right. Cool.
Always a pleasure catching up with Shameless Don Shane. It's just a staple and just sliding right into the main event slot. It only feels right. I know I was excited for the first ever out-of-stater.
Well, when we were talking about it, I forgot that he kind of was just listen, and he brought up some good points when we talked. I've talked to him privately 2 or 3 times in the last couple of days, and he's like, listen, number one, what belt is the higher belt? So usually that's kind of like in the UFC, the higher weight class
Conor
goes
McGregor.
higher. Yeah, so higher. So I was like, okay, that was a point that was made. Then usually a defender, somebody defending a title would more than likely go ahead. That might be a tiebreaker. Whoever's defending the title might go because this is a vacant title. Okay, maybe a notch for the party to be up top. But then, he got the main event slot taken from him last time because his opponent pulled out, which gave the party the main event slot last fight. So it just kind of seemed poetic to kind of now here we are.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody in the Cage Titans fan base or
I
community.
see that Shameless hasn't signed off. Do you want to come back on, Shainis? Give me a thumbs up or no? All right, I guess he does. What's up, buddy?
No, I'm just listening.
Oh,
all right.
I saw that you haven't kicked off, so I was like, maybe he has something else to say.
Hey, Shainis, I'm selling tickets for a comedy show. Give me some tips. I don't know how you sell tickets as effectively as you do.
All right. Do you got Google Sheets?
Oh, he doesn't have to sell that many. He only has to sell 50.
Yeah.
50?
Yeah.
How much you take?
Technically,
he could do that in his sleep.
He's got to sell 20 tickets for his comedy show.
20?
Yes.
Yeah, I need like 20 more.
Okay.
How do I hustle like Don Shainis?
Okay, so the first thing I do is I call every single fucking contact in my phone. I call them. I leave messages. I text them. I Snapchat them. And not only do I Snapchat them, I Snapchat them individually. I use their name in each fucking Snapchat I send. I message people on Facebook. I'm reaching out to everyone and their mother. Thankfully, you only got 20 more tickets to sell, so you probably don't I got to break it up into days. I got 900 contacts on my phone that I'm hitting up at all times when I fight. So I break it up like ABC today. Tomorrow will be DEF, and then I just go my way down the alphabet.
I really
Jen
wanted.
Pritchard actually chimed in. She goes, "Yes, he does."
You've talked about that so many times. Only 3 weeks to go for fight night. There's more for I love Don Shane has given lessons that I think a lot of fighters have learned from just.
And he does. He fucking calls me off the hook 8 times. The other day, he calls me on Saturday, and I'm at my son's basketball game. He's like, we're chatting. He's like, do you watch my fight? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I said, no. He's like, I'm going to send it to you. I said, all right, cool. He's like, watch it. You got 3 minutes and call me right back in 5. And I'm like, dude, I'm at my son's basketball game. I'll call you when I get out of here. And he's like, it's only 3 minutes. Just call me right back after you watch it. I'm like, dude, I'm literally sitting here in the middle of basketball. Then he calls me yesterday on Mother's Day. I'm like, dude, I will get back to you. He's relentless.
I know he is. That's why I like getting him talking about the subject, because with 3 weeks to go, all these fighters that are coming up, they need the tips to add a hustle
Franklin
like Don
John
Shane.
still got my dinosaur, homie.
Let's go.
Yo, well, actually.
Oh, wait, Andy might have his dinosaur.
Yo, Dude, check this out. I went to Home Goods not too long ago and bought a dinosaur skull. Thanks.
Look at that dinosaur.
Look
Can
at
you see
that.
a dinosaur? What is that? Oh, I think I saw that on your Snapchat.
I can't. It's
I
pretty
see
sick,
it.
right?
That is pretty sick.
Hold on. Do you have a lamp that is lit against it?
So there's a lamp right there that's lighting up the fake head to give it a reflection on the wall. It's pretty dope.
So you basically set that lamp up just for that shot.
Yeah.
So Andy's got a dinosaur. Can you tell everybody what this dinosaur that Andy has is?
Thanks, bud.
What is that?
I can't see it. I don't have my contacts in.
Turn it the other way. It has a fin on its back.
Yeah, I don't fucking know the name of that one.
Dude, if you're gonna be passing out dinosaurs, you need to.
You got to be like the real Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park.
And Jen Picard said that she still has her dino as well. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Dude, one of the commissioners pulled a dino on my last fight. And he's like, yo,
No,
bro,
but-
still got it. He left it in his jacket.
Well, Andy's got to get to his comedy set at 9, and it's 9:03, so we're gonna run.
When is your show, Andy?
Next Thursday.
Oh shit, you better start calling people.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take you up on that. I'm just gonna go right down the line. I'm not as popular.
How many
as you, so
contacts you have?
I don't know how to. Not 900. I know.
Let's see how many contacts.
I don't know how to count it.
No, you can go to contacts.
You
right?
go to the very top or bottom. It should say.
I have 989
Very
contacts.
top or bottom.
Yeah.
I got 989. No. Go to the top.
Hey, thanks, Sean
Love it.
Adams.
376.
Andy
I'm
has
not cool.
376 for Andy.
I'm not
Good.
that-
You could probably get like A through M in like a day then.
Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. But thanks for the tips, brother.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you guys.
Thank you again. Take care. And yeah, I mean, sounds about right. I mean, got nothing else to go over.
Calls everybody. That's crazy.
That's insane. I've always been impressed by Don Shainis' hustle, and you see it in Shameless Nation showing up in droves every
Well,
single.
I will say, like back when I fought,
Yeah.
it was obviously pre-Shameless, but like a lot of the techniques that he used was things that I did. I used to always have it, like obviously Google Docs now, like he said, but I used to have an Excel spreadsheet.
Yep.
Everybody who bought tickets, and then like my next fight, I immediately contacted everybody who bought tickets.
Yep.
From my last one to this one, and they're easy converts. And then you should be able to get people that said, "Hey, I want to go, but I can't go." So I'd have another list for those people that I would convert. I know you couldn't make it last time. Can you make it this time? So it is a hustle. But then what fighters don't realize is like, when I say this isn't scumbag promoter talking to like, oh, you got to do your job and sell tickets. It's like you can get rewarded handsomely if you sell tickets, and you're making huge money. Like some of these fighters, like, give me no purse but a higher tickets, or they'll be like, they know they can. The ceiling is only here when they're fighting locally. If they just fight off purses, the ceiling is wherever they want it. If they're selling tickets, because they're
throwing their
getting
name
paid.
up there, selling tickets, selling their name to sponsors.
So,
It's just, Don's one of the greatest.
Yeah, he does a
examples of
great
that.
job, and even like with the I remember a pointer that I don't know if Shainis, I don't think he uses it, or he's not to that point anymore. He might have told me he did it in the past, but like my first fighter T-shirt, my first fight, I had a fight T-shirt. I had no sponsors, so what I did is put a couple of people. I put my gym on the back. I put Coops on the front because I worked here at the time, and I put no one paid me, but no one knew that. Because then I wanted to have something physical the next time I fought. Say, hey, would you want to be on the back? Or when somebody goes, hey, how can I get on the back of the shirt? It's an easy talking point. And sometimes it's hard to sell an idea. Like, hey, do you want to be back? You want to sponsor me for the fight? Oh, what do I get? Oh, you get T-shirts, this, that, and the other thing. Oh, you see the shirt that I wore out? See that fight picture? That's what you get. Oh, see that banner that my guys are holding? That's what you get. So my first one, when I first fought, I just kind of did it with a bunch of friends that I had. And I didn't ask them for money. I just did it. Just so I had something, because I knew I was investing in my next fight.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a lot easier when I have pictures and say, see when I fought, these pictures, those banners. See those shorts I'm wearing? That could be you. See that T-shirt on the back of my shirt? That could be you.
Speaking of which, you all set on the cage match?
Speaking of which, we have, I think, 2 more slots open. What's up, Bugs? We do have 2 more slots. Good plug for you. Don Shainis. I wish I could get a higher percentage. He's maxed out. But we do have 2 more slots open on the cage mat. So if you or anybody that you know would be interested in getting on the cage mat, we have to go to print at the end of this week. So you have a few more days. We have 2 slots open on the cage mat. If you want to get, in general, people ask me all the time, how can I be a sponsor of the show? How can I do this? What we do have openings for are cage posts, corner posts, which are in all the pictures, all the broadcasts, and then the top railings that are the top railings of the fence. We do have those spots still available. So anybody that's interested, please reach out. The mat closes this Friday, but the following week is when we close sponsorships out for the top rails and the corner pads. When we do our sponsorship packages, we do it for the whole year, so it's a minimum of 5 shows. This past year, we just talked about this. We're going to be doing 9 shows by the end of July, which would be 9 shows in 12 months.
Yep.
So Shainis, Coops want to sponsor me. He's asked me about that. Coops does not sponsor fighters because it would be a conflict of interest, since I work here. But anyways, so yeah, if you know any companies that want to get involved,
I got
I'm
sponsored
more
by
than
Coops.
happy. You get sponsored by Coops?
Yeah, I did.
What did I give you? Oh,
You
when?
gave it to me when I fought for, I think, either reality or I did T-shirts and you gave me them, but I didn't fight for cage type.
Yeah,
so,
you didn't
but I
fight
did.
for
I
cage
do have.
fights.
I do have a Coop sponsorship.
All right, there you go. He has one.
A rare T-shirt,
There you go.
an Andy K T-shirt.
Andy K, AK. So, anywho, that's it for tonight.
Yeah, that's all we
We already went over the fight. We already announced Don Shainis and the featherweight title.
I'm in.
We announced that we are bringing a fighter in from France, which is like I've thought about.
Je
this
parle
in
un
the
très
past.
petit peu de français.
Oh, tu parles
That's about all I got. Yeah.
Parlez-vous français?
Très petit peu.
I took 3
I was
years of
able to. I
French.
was able to order coffee in Canada. So
Shout out to Mr. Haddad. My freshman year, he's my Spanish teacher, and he also taught French in school. And so he picked it up so well. He goes, and I'm teaching French next year. In addition to Spanish, he's like, you'd get a good grade if you did both.
Yeah.
So I actually,
Yeah,
my last 3 years, I did
no shit.
Spanish and French.
Yeah.
My sophomore, junior, and senior year.
I did like French immersion in elementary school, so I quit speaking French when I was 8.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been punched in the head a lot and smoked a lot of weed, so I don't remember shit.
So it's crazy. So like when people ask about how we brought people in, I'm like, well, we brought people in. I used to be like as far away as Alaska and Hawaii. We've changed that. We had a fighter from Brazil come in before now.
Yep.
And
I don't know. I think France is closer to Plymouth than Alaska.
I'm
and
talking
Hawaii.
about like more like they're still the United States. We've had European. We can now say we've had a European fighter.
I dig it. Bendy Casimir.
He was
in Vegas. Yeah, true. But he was, right. Fair enough.
Anyhow, we'll debate this off camera. You got nothing else for you guys. You don't want to hear us bantering.
Yeah,
oh, hold on. I got a private chat. Who the hell can private chat me? Oh, Shainis. He's relentless, this guy.
Relentless indeed.
He should change his name to Relentless. But
I don't know. Shameless Don Shainis.
So speaking of shameless plug, Andy Kurzankowski, hit him up next Thursday here at Coops. We're doing the first ever Coops Comedy Night. Andy is the host. He has a slew of talent that is scheduled. He's a big headline.
Listen, man, trust me. If you trust me promoting fights, trust me promoting these comedians. I got a killer lineup of people that are going to get you pissing your pants, shitting yourself. You're going to have to check your doctor tomorrow just to make sure your bowels are intact. It's a great lineup of comedians. But yeah, no, if I've ever made you laugh on a broadcast or a podcast, trust me, this is going to be a good one. So thanks for giving me a place to actually book my first show. But,
book his first show. It's his first show.
It's going to be.
And Shainis said how much are tickets? He's
$20 a piece. They're $20 a piece. You can hit me up. Take cash, take Venmo.
You spend $20 a day probably at the local 7-Eleven on your way to work. Come out and support Andy in this new venture that he's got going on.
It's going to be fun.
It's
going to be a riot. I'm just telling you. The guy, John Parada, headliner, is one of the funniest local comedians. He helped Bill Burr get his start way back in the day, and he has killed every room I've ever seen him work. Mr. Kuze in the co-headlining spot. I'm taking the fight lingo and bringing it into the fight game. He's another hilarious guy I've seen on the scene a while back. But yeah, no.
When you came into commentator, I'll never forget. Like
he
made a couple jokes in commentating.
And he was like called me and texted me like a dozen times in a day, and I'm sitting at Foxwoods playing poker all day, and I don't like getting disturbed when I'm playing cards. And that was before I was ever the commentator.
Kelly, John is so funny.
Parada's an absolute murderer. But yeah, you were just like, oh my god, I forget what it was. Harambe joke. It was a Harambe joke. There was a couple of them.
You made one that I was like, Helen Keller.
The Helen Keller joke. Yeah, that you didn't.
That one was a little much for me.
I think I've dusted off a Helen Keller joke or two over the years, but who knows? Not that she heard it. But
oh man.
But yeah, you were just like, dude, that was hilarious. You got the job. It's whatever you want, and that was kind of what it was.
Harambe, because somebody came out.
It was William Graustuck to take on Josh Meehan. He was wearing Harambe on his shorts. The gorilla that got shot in the zoo was a story a while back. And Richie was like, oh, yeah, he's got the gorilla Harambe on his shorts. He does have Harambe on his shorts. You know what they say about Harambe? He could take a shot. Something like that.
It was exactly
It's exactly what it was.
Remembering right now is.
But
and I was like, wow, okay.
So yeah, I've always had
the Helen Keller one. I was like, you kind of said
it was great. It was good. It was still a good one, but come on.
You've had some good ones.
But yeah, I was doing shows with John Parada way back then, before I've gotten to commentary. And then once I started commentating, comedy kind of hit the brakes. and just been getting back into it for a bit, and hitting the ground running. So appreciate the support. You've given me a venue to do it, and I'm looking forward.
And it's
to
gonna be cool.
getting to a couple
And if
of
you're
different
into
venues.
fights, it'd be a good opportunity to come by and check this out in some adventure. I know some fighters are going to be in the house.
Oh yeah.
One of your good friends, one of your best buddies, Chris Motino,
Yeah, he'll be in the house,
UFC
yeah.
fighter, will be there. And then Mike Danella, Rob Pico.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Rob Pico definitely.
Aaron
needs
Hughes
tickets.
hit
Aaron
you up
Hughes said
about
he wants
coming.
tickets. There's a bunch of people that are probably going to swing on.
So you might have like a little mini
Yeah,
MMA community here supporting you.
might be, but yeah, appreciate all the support. As always, appreciate you guys for tuning in and supporting us here at Cage Titans, at Table Titans. This is what, I don't know, 5 years going to this silly little Monday thing, but you guys keep tuning in, keep watching, and we keep showing up on Mondays for you
Keep
guys.
blabbering.
So, yeah, exactly.
Go
Seriously,
get your set. He has a set that was supposed to start at 9.
you got to chug that monster too. So
I already
cheers,
chugged
everybody.
And next week we might actually have a new energy drink sponsor.
Oh,
So it'll
Jesus.
have to be something else.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Be well, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
You done?
Going to the video. Boom.